Comedian Ricky Gervais recently shared some of the benefits he has reaped since attaining fame, particularly the freedom to openly express his opinions on a global scale through his expansive platform. The British actor took to X, formerly Twitter, on April 28 to host a livestream, answering various questions posed by his followers. In response to a query about his favorite highlight of being a famous comedian, the afterlife star promptly replied, "Doing what I want. I think the bigger you are, the more you can say what you want," the 62-year-old imparted to his viewers. "I think we're coming out of it now, but there's been a good few years of ordinary people not being able to say what they want, and some, actors and comedians and artists get in trouble, but I suppose I'm at the stage where I can ignore it and still do what and say what I want," Mr. Gervais noted. "I mean, free speech is amazing anyway, isn't it?" He continued. "But to have such a platform, that's good. Pushing the envelope." Mr. Gervais, who rose to fame as a stand-up comic in the 90s, is well known for his unfiltered comedy, regularly touching upon hotly debated topics such as immigration, religion, and the transgender movement. Kicking off hosting duties for the fifth time at the 77th Golden Globe Awards, aired live on January 5, 2020, from the Beverly Hilton in Beverly Hills, California, the two-time Golden Globe winner unleashed a scathing 8-minute opening monologue, criticizing the hypocrisy of many Hollywood elites and the movie industry at large. Many talented people of color were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist," he quipped during his speech. "No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema, no one really watches network TV," he declared, adding that, "most films are awful." Rounding out his monologue, Mr. Gervais implored the evening's award winners not to use the platform to make political statements. "You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg," he said. "So if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, okay." Mr. Gervais was subsequently met with a barrage of criticism online and in the media, with some labeling his comments as alt-right. The actor took to X the day after the award show to issue a response, writing, "How the expletive can teasing huge corporations, and the richest, most privileged people in the world be considered right-wing." Speaking to his audience on X during his recent livestream, Mr. Gervais touched on the downsides of being a famous comedian, sharing his belief that not very many people know how to take a joke. "I think people are threatened by comedians," he asserted. "I've always said this, like, politicians can stand up and say the most awful things and mean it, whereas a comedian says something and he doesn't mean it, and it almost gets more grief. Like, people are more annoyed that you joke about terrible things than say terrible things and actually mean them," he continued. "I don't know why that is, maybe they're jealous that we have such a platform, and we can say things that some people are scared to." Best job in the world. Despite the drawbacks of cancel culture amid today's society of political correctness, the comedian, whose recent stand-up comedy special, Ricky Gervais, Armageddon, debuted on Netflix in December, said he had the best job in the world. Last year, The Office actor celebrated a highlight in his career after a leg of his Armageddon global comedy tour garnered the Guinness World Records title for the highest gross for a single stand-up performance for Guinness World Records. His sold-out show at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, California, held on May 6, grossed around $1.7 million. Mr. Gervais reflected on the achievement in a December 23 post published on X, writing, "Selling out the Hollywood Bowl and breaking the world record for the highest-grossing comedy show of all time was probably my 2023 highlight. It still seems surreal." The actor shared the same sentiment during his recent livestream, noting that he still hasn't come to grips with the fact that he's capable of selling out arenas around the world. "That is the biggest buzz for me ever, I think, because that's rare," he offered. "I think the best thing about the last tour was breaking the record, at the Hollywood Bowl, so I'm very, very chuffed," he continued. "I'm chuffed to be able to do that, and I'm chuffed at the rarity of it."